Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us in the Zoom room and on HowlRound or wherever you are watching the live stream. My name is Andrea Asaf. I'm the Artistic and Executive Director of Art to Action, Inc., and also the co-director of the National Institute for Directing and Ensemble Creation with Meena Natarajan and Dipankar Mukherjee of Pangea World Theatre. And before we begin today's wonderful session, masterclass that we have in store for you, we'd like to offer a land acknowledgement, and Meena will join me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Meena Natarajan, and I am one of the co-artistic directors of Pangea World Theatre and also a co-director of the National Directing Institute for Ensemble Creation and Directing. And Pangea World Theatre and Art to Action acknowledge that we're on the sacred traditional lands of the first peoples of Turtle Island. And for Pangea, we are located in Minnesota, and it is an honor to live, work, and create art and community alongside Dakota, Ojibwe, and the First Peoples in the Twin Cities.
Art to Action in Tampa, Florida is on the land of the Seminole and Tocobaga peoples. We pay respect to Indigenous peoples past, present, and future. As we grow in the work of decolonization, we build relationships at the speed of trust and endeavor, always to move from acknowledgement to action. We invite you, if you are following in the chat on Zoom or on one of the live streams, to please acknowledge the first peoples of the lands that you are on currently. And thank you, Meena, for joining me in that land acknowledgement. Today, it is my great honor and joy to introduce the wonderful artist who will be offering a masterclass today, Ebony Golden. Ebony Noelle Golden is many things. She is an artist, scholar, and cultural strategist from Houston, Texas, and she's currently based in Harlem in New York City. She devises site-specific ceremony, live art installations, creative collaborations, and arts experiments that explore and radically imagine viable strategies for collective Black liberation. In 2020, Ebony launched the Jupiter Performance Studio, which serves as a hub for the study of diasporic Black performance traditions. And way back in 2009, Ebony founded Betty's Daughter Arts Collective, a cultural consultancy and arts accelerator that devises systems, strategies, solutions for and with with education, arts, culture, and community groups globally. She is a proud member of the Stage Directors and Choreographers Society, and also I know Ebony from Alternate Roots, which is a fantastic national organization that we are both members of. And Ebony has been a leader in so many ways in the Roots community. And it's been my great honor to know her and get to know her work there, and even co-facilitate with her on occasion. So I would like to tell you before we welcome Ebony that this is an interactive workshop. So if you are in the Zoom room, we are being live streamed by HowlRound, and we ask folks who have joined us in the Zoom room to turn on your cameras, and Ebony will be asking those who are in the room to participate and share work in this devising process a little later. So with that, I'd love to welcome Ebony Golden, and it's such an honor and pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I hope everyone is feeling good today. It is such a deep honor to be in creative space with you all today. And I want to just say a few things before we get started. So you want to be in a space that's really comfortable for you. Okay, you want to be in a space during this session where you can move around freely, where you can be seen and heard in a way that honors you. And I want to also just offer that this is a moment this is a judgment-free zone. It's a moment, a time, a space for you to be creative, to do some writing, some moving, some thinking about story and word and action. And so it's really important that you feel fully embodied and an agency in your body and in your creative capacity as we work today. We are going to start today with embodiment. The body is the site of first performance for me. And so without anything else, I'm going to be inviting you to move and to check in with yourself from the palms of your feet to the crown of your head. From there, we are going to be doing some writing. I've been working in my own practice around what it means to be in more harmony with the land, the water, with some of our communities that have so much to teach about sovereignty and agency and solidarity. And so our writing prompts will be coming from the work and the research I've been doing in my own practice right now. And then from there, we are going to do some devising, and that devising is going to require that you have a bowl of water or a cup of water. It's going to require that you have something like a scarf or a piece of fabric that you might be able to use. It's going to require that you have a chair. So these simple prompts that hopefully you have in your living space will be our props for our time together. And if you don't have those things, it's okay. Your body is enough. Your creativity is enough. These are all invitations. Your consent at any time to be in full participation or in participation as you choose is totally yours. We don't know, you're at home or where you are, so it is totally cool with us that you participate to your level of comfort. So a couple of things before we get started is I also want to just share where I am right now as a maker, just a little bit before we get up. I am in a space of surrender as an artist, in a space of deep listening. As I mentioned, I am working on pieces that ask me to think about ways in which communities have been in the practice of solidarity and in autonomy for their own liberation. I've been thinking a lot about trees and in specific mother trees and the root networks that mother trees create to signal, warn, pull in, support other trees that are living and growing around them. And so that's where I am. I'm in a space of surrender, in a space of deep listening, and in a space of wandering and wondering what nature has to teach us about how to be better humans and better stewards of the resources that this universe provides us. It's quite a humbling experience. And so I would like for you to think about, as we begin our embodiment practice, what does it mean for you to be in more harmony and in more collaboration with the world, with the universe, with the natural resources that you have access to? What does it mean for you to take your understanding, or for you to activate an understanding of the abundance and the brilliance of our natural world in service of how we treat each other as human beings? What does it mean to be inspired by, awesomely inspired by, this universe and what it has to offer? That type of speculation and deep sense of wonder is where we are today. It's the questions and the inquiries that are guiding this time that I have with you. Think of this as contemplative creative practice. Think of this as a way of honoring deep, deep, deep in your space of intuition, in your space of awareness, in your space of creative power? This is the questions that hopefully will activate and wake you up in those spaces. Space of contemplation, space of wandering and wondering, a space of considering how to be in more alignment with your own highest good and with the highest good of our collective communities. So I'd like to invite you to turn away from the computer, although I'm going to face the computer. And I just want you to, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you're in the perfect place. If you are able and willing, I'd like to ask that you stand. And I'm going to sit for a minute, just for those of us who feel more comfortable sitting. But if you feel like standing, you are welcome to. And I am beginning to raise my palms very slowly to bring them into connection with each other. So the tips of my fingers are touching. And I'm going to ask that after you allow the tips of your fingers to touch, that you open your palms again and bring your palms to your face. They can cover your face slowly, just gently allowing the energy in the palms of your hands to be felt right above your face. What do you feel? Warmth, connection, sensing, awareness, allowing this to be a moment, allowing the palms to come up over the top of the head. Eyes can be soft, knees soft, shoulders soft, allowing the palms to float down the back of your head. And I'm going to ask our tech team, our brilliant tech team, to start our soundscape for this piece of our work. Allowing the hands to come back over to your chest area. And allowing the hands to flow down the chest, giving the belly a little bit of energetic space and awareness building. And just allowing your palms to be in connection with energetic connection with your body. Sweeping the body, hovering over the body. And if you feel comfortable, you can start a slow meditative walk as you are sensing the body with your palms. For those of you who are sitting, you feel and you are able, you can lift each foot as if you are taking a contemplative walk. You choose. Yeah. Bringing the palms overhead and swaying like a tree. You can continue to walk if you choose, or you can continue to sit. Swaying left and allow the arms to make a big circle down and up. Big circle and then switch directions. Circling left and right. Yep, bring a little bit more bend into the knees. Gentle bend. Yeah, very good. I'm gonna take a look and see who's moving with us. Those who are in the Zoom room, I'm gonna invite you to turn your cameras on. I wanna just take a look at what you're doing. Yep. Allowing the left hand to make its own circles. Allowing the right hand to make its own circles. All right, y'all, I see you moving. Bringing both hands up. Stretching out the ribs. More stretching. and melting down so that the crown of your head is pointing towards the floor. And allow yourself to hang here, soft on the back of the knees, soft on the back of the thighs. Swaying like a tree. Allowing some deep breaths here. And as you're ready, taking a 10 count to come back to standing. Slowly. Rolling the shoulders back. And forward. And back. And forward. Bringing the shoulders up to the ears and dropping. Up to the ears. Up to the ears and dropping. Up to the ears and dropping. Soften the knees and sit the hips right and left. Breathing. And front and back. Front and back, fluid flow, and circling right, and circling left, rolling the shoulders back, and allowing the body to surrender to the floor, allowing the body to surrender all the way to the floor. Just watching. Very good. And those of you who are comfortable on the floor, just allow your belly or your back, wherever you are, to be soft and connected. Rotate your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Point and flex. And placing the bottoms of your feet on the floor. Allow your knees to fold right and left. Getting a little bit of motion. Waking up those hips. Getting a little gentle twist. Both knees together. Allow them to fold over to the right and to the left. If you are able, take that 2 more times on each side. Very good. And coming over to your hands and knees, let's just allow the spine to get some activity. So cat and cow, or convex and concave. Get easy on the body. If you're standing, allow the shoulders to roll forward and really get some spine here. And then bring the shoulders back and up. Bring the shoulders forward, allow the head to tilt down, really curve that spine. And bring the shoulders back and chest up. Allow the chest to kiss the sky. And take that a few more times. If you are on the floor, get some good cat-cow poses. Really round that spine. Allow the belly to be soft. And finding a way to slowly come back up to standing. Very good, folks. I want you to think about water now in your movement. I want you to think about a trickle of water that touches your forehead and travels down your body to your feet. Allow the water to be on your forehead, and using your movement, gentle movement, guide the water down the body. And visualize the water having its journey until it greets the ground beneath you. Taking a moment with that. Very good. Down the forehead, the tip of the nose, the chin, the neck, down the center of the chest and the center of the belly button, finding its journey, which leg, guide the water. Let the water guide you. Beautiful. We're going to take this same journey again, and the water drop that comes from the crown of the head down to the forehead expands and becomes a gentle rain. So now the water is encountering your entire body. Allow the body to be washed in the gentle rain. And allow the gentle rain to soften the body and to move the body. What does the body want to do as an experience of the rain? What is awakened? What is inspired? Shifting energy of the water to a snow bath. What shifts in your movement because the gentle rain has become a snow bath? What is a snow bath? What does it mean to be washed in snow? Allow yourself to find the shifting dynamic between a rain bath and a snow bath, and allow the body to respond. What is different between a water bath, a rain bath, and a snow bath? shifting the energy to another element of air. You are swept up in a windstorm. Allow the body to be in the wind. Allow the body to be in the wind. Surrender to the wind. Yes. Surrender to the windstorm. Yes. Surrender to the wind. Surrender to the wind. What happens to the breath? I just took a breath watching you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And a count of 3, 2, 1 on your own time, come back to the trickle raindrop. Allow the wind to shift to a trickle raindrop. Find the transition for yourself. Nice, folks, nice. Find your own count from 3, 2, 1 to the rainstorm. 3, 2, 1 on your own count. Find the difference between the trickle and the rainstorm and the snow bath. Very nice. Find your own transitions. Find the difference in the breath. What does the body need to communicate to be in surrender to the rain, to the trickle, to the air? Find your own transition back to the air. Allow yourself to go from being swept up in a windstorm to a gentle breeze. Find the breeze. Find the breeze. Three, 2, 1, windstorm. Three, 2, 1, snowstorm. Three, 2, 1, trickle of water. Three, 2, 1, breeze. Staying here and just using your awareness to listen to me, but stay where you are. What does the body want to say to the earth right now? What does your body want to say to the earth right now? Allow your body to move in that conversation. What does the body want to say to the ocean right now? Allow the body to move that conversation. To the earth, to the ocean, 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 to the earth, to outer space, to the earth, to the river, to the earth, to the center of the planet, to the earth, to outer space, to the ocean, to the river. Trickle of water, snow bath, rainstorm, windstorm. Allow yourself to move in all of these choreographies and embodiments. You have 1 minute of movement using any of these prompts. Surrender to the elements. "30 seconds. Extend. Really feel the movement in your feet. Turn away from the camera. Allow yourself to be with yourself. What needs to be moved through and moved out through the body? Breathe deep in your core. Surrender. 10 seconds. Finding your reason why. More of your reason why. 5, 4, 3, 2, and pause. Allow the body to be soft. Feel what is there for you to feel. Thank you, tech team, for the music. I'm going to ask that you fade it out. Take care of yourself. If you need water, a snack, we are going to be transitioning into some writing. Feel that heart pumping. You all were moving. I know I asked you to, but it was some good movement. Yep, you got your water. Beautiful. Here in the chat box, for those of you who are interested, I'd like for you to just share any feelings or reflections on our embodiment practice today. One word is enough. freeing, connected. Thank you. Beautiful improvisation. Thank you for that guidance. Needed, emotional. Can't tell you how much I needed that. Yeah. We gotta move. We gotta move. Intimate and vulnerable core. Yeah. Awesome. Let's just take a moment and allow that practice to be felt in the body, whatever is buzzing or humming or activated. Give yourself a moment. Take some water. Mhm. Gratitude to you, Ensemble and Mother Earth. Thank you for including snow. Sweet and sweaty, grounding. I miss the earth. I am accountable to water, feeling the earth. Awakened. We are going to take some time now to do some writing. Whatever you need to feel comfortable doing writing, it's up to you. I am going to be sharing some prompts with you. I invite you to stay on camera, those of you who are in the Zoom room with me. These prompts are coming from my practice. I typically, when I'm making a work, I generate devising, writing, movement prompts, about 100 of them. And the initial aspects of devising work with ensemble is to just keep adding to our prompts and moving with them. They then become poems and scenes and choreographic imperatives. But before that, the prompts are really just questions. And the prompts may be a one word, which I'm going to give you several of them. And it might be phrases, short phrases. So it's totally, it can be anything really. But I have some specifics that I want us to dive into. Prompt number 1, and thank you for the tech team for dropping these into the chat box. The word is refuge. Write anything that comes to mind when you hear the word refuge. Rupture. ritual, rotation, I love to watch people write. I'm not being a creeper, I promise. It's just so good. I'm watching you all writing. Next word is rogation. And for some folks, this word has a couple of different meanings. The meaning that I'm using now is around the spiritual practice of cleaning the head, rogation, Rogation. The next word is remember. The next word is restore. Repair. reclaim, release, river, just a few more, folks. A phrase I've been working with is, I sleep under a blanket of stars. Another phrase I've been working with recently is, it's true, I can feel the weather in my body. Another phrase I've been working with in my writing is, when I asked them who they were, they said, forever. Two more. I've come to collect my inheritance. One more after this one. I've come to collect my inheritance. And the final prompt of our writing time is indefinite time, zero time, elapsed seconds. Indefinite time, zero time, elapsed seconds. So I'd like to hear from anyone who would like to share a line, a word, a phrase that they are, this is all draft, right? It's process, it's practice. We're in process. So I hope that is encouraging. Who would like to share something? Yes, please.
This is Adlin. I'm Adlin. When I asked them who they were, they said forever. They were part of me, never to let go.
Thank you.
I'll share. Indefinite time, 0 time, elapsed seconds. Here we go. Seconds are not first, they're everlasting. All you need is love, all you have is time.
I'll join on that one from the same prompt. Some moments, seconds, last an eternity. Time reveals itself a fiction, and the whole world crumbles or is rebuilt in that moment.
Thank you. We have time for other folks.
Hi, this is Stephanie here. Sorry, that's my child in the background. Restore the path, brick by brick, fill with grains of sand, then destroy it and follow it back.
Yes, yes, yes. And thank you for the baby collaboration. Who else? We have time.
I sleep under a blanket of stars. The singing of the coquille, vast, secure, surrounded by love.
Thank you. Carla, we see you talking but don't hear you.
Hi. I have refuge, safe space, oasis, peace from chaos. Let me stay, grace.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Who's next? Anybody want to come back in? We have 1 more minute.
I'll do one more.
Okay.
I sleep under a blanket of stars. They know so much more. Wisdom from the unknown. They have been here long before.
Okay, 1 more person. I feel like 1 more person wants to say something. Who is it? Who is it gonna be?
I'll go. Oh, go, Olga, go.
Oh, thank you, Idris. Indefinite time, 0 time, elapsed seconds. My ocean, it won't be too soon to see you. Your infinite time, all presence in 0.
Idris, please, you have the last word for this section. Thank you, Olga. And you're muted.
Thank you, sorry. Release, leave the rest. Nothing belongs to you. You didn't need it anyway.
All right, okay. So I wanna offer first, thank you and gratitude for your sharings and your participation. hopefully one or more of these prompts inspires you to keep writing in a certain direction. So as a devised theater maker, as a devised performance maker, a person who centers theatrical ceremony as a way of building and sharing, theatrical ceremony as I've been taught it and studied by folks like Dr. Omi Oshun, Joni L. Jones, and Sharon Bridgeforth, Daniel Alexander Jones, and many others. I want to be careful about not going on a whole naming of people because I can't remember everyone. But this idea of what the words have to say, what the breath has to say, what the body has to say, and where surrender is welcome, the welcome practice is something I'm learning a lot about through the journey of theatrical ceremony, which is my primary devising methodology, I should say. With that being said, these prompts have been the ways in which to get in and get out of devising. They are words that have started scenes or moments or ideas about what scenes need to accomplish. Like, when do we need to be in the space of staging reparations? When do we need to be in a space of staging rupture? When do we need to be in a space of staging remembrance? And this is not just about the creation of work for me. It's also about being in relationship with, relation to, and listening to what's happening in our world. Devised performance making and theatrical ceremony is not separate from the way in which I see and sense and I am seeing and sensing and building a deeper awareness of who I am in the world and where we are in the world. And so I'm asking this question through these questions and these prompts through the practice of building theatrical ceremony, but I'm also asking it about life in general. When and where are we going to be in a space of really deeply thinking about reparations? When are we really going to be in an ongoing durational performance of remembering? And how are we? Are we already? How is that being interrupted and facilitated? These are the questions I'm asking about life, and these are the questions that I'm asking through devising. And so there is a character that is being born through this work right now that keeps asking questions about, the stars. What are they actually? People have told us that we're made of the same stuff of stars, but do we really believe that? Do we behave that way? What does it mean to be celestial and human? And so I have a character that I'm building right now that is deeply, deeply excited about and conflicted about this idea of being made of the same matter that the universe is made of. What would be different about our lived experiences, our day-to-day lived experiences, if we all saw each other as celestial beings? And so that's where the prompts come in. We definitely talked about, went through several of them, but I have many more. And want to offer, if there's any such thing as a lecture that I'm going to do today, this is it. Build your skeleton of what you want to achieve through the concepts and ideas that are of most interest to you, and allow yourself to wander and get lost inside of them. That's a practice of mine, and I love to share that in studio space and time with folks. So hopefully that makes sense for you. We are going to transition, and I'd love to think about, so what do we do with the words, and what do we do with the choreographies and the embodiments? And What do we do with these phrases that become, quilts, that become scripts, that become stories and poems? What do we do with those things? My teachers have reminded me many times that, you can keep it simple. You can keep it simple. There's a time that I studied with very powerful theater company in Peru, in Lima, Peru. The name of the company is Teatro Yuashkani, and they work in Lima, but they also work internationally. But there is several of their artists that I've had the opportunity to study with that, can build a whole universe with a chair and a scarf. And I also learned this from Augusta Boal. What you can do with the chair is just amazing, amazing. And when you don't have the money for a bunch of expensive props, typically in a room, everyone has a chair to sit on. There's a democratic nature to the building of a world when you can take your chair and build your universe. And so that's why I've asked you to have available to you for this section of our time together, a glass of water or a bowl of water, a chair, and a piece of fabric or a scarf. And so I want to give us 2 minutes to gather those things, and we are going to move to our next section. If you need to go off camera to get what you need, feel comfortable doing that. We have here what you need. I'm going to go off camera for a second, and we will come back in 12 after the hour. Okay? And tech team, if you could play some music while we are doing our gathering, I would appreciate that. Thank y'all. We are back. All right, so I have my fabric here, one of my many head scarves that I use. I have my water here, and I'm sitting in a chair. So for those of you who are able, I'd like for you to take this scarf, and we're going to start sitting down. We'll get up, but I just want you to take the scarf and allow yourself to just really pay attention to, or the piece of fabric, if it's not a scarf, and just look at it. Look at it, feel it, smell it, texture of it, the scent of it. Can you see through it? How does it catch the air? How does it catch the air? Throw it up. What can this scarf be? Cover your face with it. Wrap it around your shoulders. Make it wings. Make it something like a stick or a spear. Make it a baby or a human being. A person you can talk to. I'm just thinking about holding it up, like having a conversation as if it's a person. Yeah. What would you say? Make it a I don't know, a compartment where something very precious is inside of it, and allow the fabric to reveal something very precious inside of it. Make it a piece of paper, scroll. Yep. Roll it up. And allow the text to be revealed. Yeah, what's on it? Scarf. Water. I often think of the power of water to communicate across realms, across frequencies. I've been taught that, you sleep with a glass of water under your bed and it can catch your dreams. And I've been told that you can say positive things to water before you drink it to be it can be an elixir. Well, water is an elixir, but even heightened elixir for yourself and for maybe your plants, or for when you're cooking, that you give some more energy to the water in order for the water to give more energy to you. What does it mean to have this receptacle of water? How can you activate its transformative power? Speak a secret to the water. Take some of the water and give yourself a cleansing right there on your forehead, the top of your head, the back of your neck. Take some of the water, sprinkle it in your space, make your own perfume with it. Take the water and draw it on the window. Put your finger in and draw it on the window. Only good vibes here. Only what's supposed to be here will be here. Nothing else. That's an affirmation with the water. Take the water, put some on your palm and place your palm on the ground or on the floor as a practice of gratitude for everywhere you've stepped, literally and metaphorically, and everyone who's helped you be able to take those movements, right? I'm saying steps, but I really mean movements. Water, fabric. What else can the water be? What else can the fabric be? All right, chair. I'm gonna stand now. I have this chair, my chair rolls. Typically when I do activities like this, I'm using a chair that doesn't roll, yeah. I often ask people first when I'm doing chair work to place the chair in a position that empowers you. So what does that mean for you? For the chair to represent your own power. Let's place the chair in a way in which it affirms your own agency and power. So typically people are like, well, it's a chair, so it should just be here like this. I'm asking you to get outside of the literal and into the creative imagination. What else, how else can you place this chair? That's the position of power. So I'm placing it, I'm turning it over on its side. Because if I wanted to do something where I wanted to feel comfortable or held in a way, which is power to me, then I could use this chair and snuggle into it, right? And be comfortable there. That would be powerful to me. What else can this chair be? Let's place this chair in a position that represents collectivity. Well, there's so many ways. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna explain it to you. I am placing the chair so that the actual seating part is face down and the wheels or the legs of the chair are facing up. Something about collectivity is a practice of surrender to me. So this is a surrendering. There's another position that is about having the legs down, but still the chair is, the seat is facing down. And this is community or collectivity means sometimes you may have to, support someone, hold someone, carry someone. And so with the chair being like this, it can represent the action of holding or carrying. You can pick that chair up and you can be the person that carries the chair. You can carry the chair because the chair represents a person that needs your support. You can carry the chair in a way that represents something, fun or a celebration where you might want to wear a big mask or a crown of some sort. What else can the chair be? So what are we doing here? I'm giving you some examples of the ways in which everyday materials can become extraordinary. I want to give you 3 minutes. If you have your camera on, great. If you don't, I'm going to ask you to turn your camera on. And this is some, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to work with all the props to tell a story. All right? 3 minutes. And I'm going to ask our tech team to give us some music. And if you're like, I'm out of ideas, take a moment and look and see what your collaborators are doing here. and then keep working. You have 3 minutes. If you can, stop and take a look at what Adeline is doing. If you can, stop and take a look at what Sarah is doing. If you can, stop and take a look at what Olga is doing. And Carla, take a look at Carla for a second. Stephanie was just doing something really cool, like propellers with the fabric. Take a look at that. I think Stephanie may be like dipping the water, touching the fabric and activating that into the air. That's what I'm seeing. Take a look at what Idris is doing. Everybody take one more minute. Finding a way to amplify your activity and increase the energy of your activity. And finding a way to complete your journey. and resolving your journey. And I'm going to ask our tech team to fade out the sound. As the sound fades, coming to stillness. All right. Just allowing that to be. We're going to continue with this devising moment that we're in, but I want you to allow that just to be what it is and feel what you feel with that. So now we're going to take a moment with that and then we'll continue. So in our final sharing of this devising moment that we're in, I want you to consider what your embodiment practice has been today, what your writing has brought up for you, and what these prompts, these devising props and prompts have brought up for you. And it's time to do a little bit of synthesis. Yeah. So I would like for you to, again, we're in process. So you're already doing it. I want you to think about a line or two that you can add to your props and your embodiment. Okay. And what is a little journey you can take, like a 15, 20-second journey with word, with those elemental embodiments that we did before, and with these props and the journey you had with the props. I'm asking for a 15-second, brilliant, epic journey. You can do it. 15 to 20 seconds. All right. You have 20 seconds to rehearse, and then we're going to see what you got. We don't need any music tech team. I think they may need to just focus. All right. Tech rehearsal is over. Who would like to share? Tanya, I see your laughing face. We have time for a few people. Words, embodiments, props, journey. Olga, you got it.
Okay. Ocean. Ocean. Coming for you. I miss you. Ocean.
Thank you, Olga. Someone else feeling inspired and
Sure, I'll do it.
all right, Nina, yay.
All right, there's my mountain. Can you see it, the chair?
Yep.
All right. I sit. Oh, I gotta get my prop right. I sit on my mountain under the sun. Slowly, I slither my way into the river, my refuge, my home.
Thank you. Anyone else feeling inspired and adventurous?
I'll go.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you. Extract. Extract. Extract what you can mechanize. Extract what you can mechanize. Will it run out? It is forever.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. We have time and space for one more person feeling adventurous. And I'm going to ask the tech team to cue video. One more person? Yes, Carla, I see your hand.
All right, here we go. Peace from the chaos. Let me stay. Grace.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would love to offer you just a little bit, a short piece that that I completed in 2019 that is representative of how I keep working with my ensembles to get to something more refined. This is a filmic interpretation of a proscenium of a dance theater piece that happened in a proscenium space. I typically prefer to work in outside spaces and in environmental spaces, but we were able, you know, we can be flexible. So I'm going to send it to the tech team to show you an example of my own work.
but in terms of recognizing that what is happening in these places in terms of poverty is a responsibility that has to be dealt with by those who are not impoverished.
Thank you. Thank you for witnessing, and thank you for being with me today. It's been a pleasure and an honor. I would love to hear any reflections or questions. We have a few minutes for me to answer any questions or respond to any prompts you might have. Any thoughts? Anything you want me to talk about just a bit?
I just want to thank you, first of all, first and foremost, express gratitude, right? And I'm getting ready to lead my company through our very first devised piece. And this was extremely helpful. I particularly was struck by you talking about building the skeleton through your own investigations and inquiries and getting lost in them. That was really, really profound for me. So I can't wait to get lost and take that into the space. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Best wishes as you get started with your process. Anyone else?
Ebony,
Olga, I see your hand.
thank you so much. This was remarkable, and I was struck by how moved I was by it. I don't mean physically, I mean also emotionally, really touched. And I think it's the prompts, and actually I was moved from the connection to the elements, to the water, and then to the earth, the water and the wind, and then the earth, and then the ocean. Just I was done, because I really miss the ocean. And so thank you for that gift of remembering how much I miss the ocean. And it struck me then, the rest building upon that, it struck me that your ensembles, whoever you work with, because you're dealing with such deep work, so profound, core of the earth work, core of the soul work, that stuff comes up for them, that there's a way in which what you're making together is and this is kind of part of my question, is profound for them. And then I wonder about how the ceremony, because ceremony often is connected to its inherent meaning to the people participating and witnessing, who understand what's happening. And I've done projects where people go, but I don't understand the context, so I'm not in it. And as a critique, and it's like, okay. And I wonder whether how you navigate or negotiate, or even does it matter? Is it for those who can come to it with a full heart and dive in, both as creators, as co-creators, and as witnesses?
Ooh, this is a good question, Olga. This is a great question. So I feel like I am at an inflection point in my practice. When I was younger in my practice, I felt like I had to be so complicated. But I wanted to be accessible to many people who've not heard of the concept of theatrical ceremony, who don't even really care about theater, I wanted to be accessible, yet I was being very complicated. So the work that I'm devising now, not that I don't like complicated work, but who is it for, really? And so now my idea and concepts of theatrical ceremony, whereas ceremony is celebration, ceremony is what you do daily. It's the rituals that kind of become habitual. That has helped me to simplify my own life, but also to make even more connections in a way that audiences and witnesses, which I prefer that word, feel seen and honored, and not condescend, instead of a bunch of condescension, which if I go to an event or a performance, I do want to feel like it was created so that I could have an experience. And not to mean that I can't do any intellectual work. I actually like intellectual rigor, but the point that I'm making is there is a fine line between that space of, well, I want you to witness us be good, be smart, and I want you to experience something that reminds you of who you are and who you can be. And so what I am finding is that the rituals, which is why I like to make work in public space, on street corners and in public parks, at rivers, because I don't know a tradition of people that don't have a practice ancestrally or currently that isn't about going to the river. You may not have access to the ocean, but the idea of the things that are elemental in our lives that have always been, even when we may feel like, oh, it's so complicated. I've studied this. I'm studying this. I'm in surrender to this. Go back far enough, your people had to go to the river for something, or to the lake for something, for spiritual reasons, for washing, for ablutions, for everyday reasons, for food, for sustenance, to understand the journey of animals and what animals need to migrate. If you come from folks that are migratory in any way, water is a universal ceremony. And that is how I'm trying to, and land and the seasons. These are things that we can't, it's hard to say this because we know politically, economically what's happening in the world. We don't own water. We could never, And so that idea is what then makes the process of building a theatrical experience or ceremony where we can be witnesses together and co-creators together a lot more, it's possible in a way that isn't when we are not practicing collectivity. The current works that I'm making right now, 2 different works, they both are about people who collaborated with the water and the land in service of their liberation. One is Black feminist metaphysics, blah, 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 probably way too heady right now, but I'm working on it. And then the other one is about the founding of a free Black community before the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in this country. And both of these people, both of these groups of people that I'm studying and learning and surrender to, had to collaborate with the water, specifically with the coastal areas, the swamps, the rivers, the low country areas, in order to get to the liberation that they were looking to achieve. I could say more, but we don't have time. We don't have a lot of time for more. I'm gonna ask that, I have 1 more minute. Okay, I have time for one more question. I'm gonna stop, or one more response or reflection, and then I'm going to send it back to our tech team and our organizers for today. Does that bring anything up for people? I saw a couple of head nods. Does anyone want to just respond to that or say something? We have a minute for you. Floor is open. Yes, please.
Decomplicate. I think that was really critical. Thank you.
Yeah, everything doesn't have to be so complicated to be impactful. Sometimes, but not all the time. We are complicated and simple beings, to me, my own personal opinion. Okay, Olga, I appreciate the collectivity of witnessing. Okay, yep. And that it opens the door for co-creation and co-investment. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, folks. I'm going to ask the tech team to drop my social media into the chat box. I am open. My social media is open. You don't have to follow me in order to see what's going on over here. It's not like you have to sign up to see. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Andrea, for inviting me. Thank you, Pangea, my favorites at Pangea. And Yeah, I am very appreciative. Let's keep talking. Let's keep talking.
Thank you so much, Ebony. That was just a beautiful, beautiful way to spend a Sunday. And I'm so deeply appreciative that I got to participate and that we got to share your intellectual rigor, which you do, which shines through, and also embodied practice, and also guiding us through some writing prompts. And I feel like you gave us a whole bunch of gifts to take with us and keep creating with. So I am immensely grateful to you for everything that you shared today. And it's always an honor to witness your practice and to learn from you and with you, and following your lead. So I hope people will follow Ebony, check her out on Ebony Noelle Golden on Instagram, and at website bettysdaughterarts.com, and stay connected and stay with us. So I'm going to invite Meena and Dipankar from Pangea to tell us what's coming up next as we close out our virtual Institute weekend. Thanks so much, Ebony.
Thank you, Andrea. And yes, thank you, Ebony. That was so beautiful. And you remind us and tell us that theater is a collective ritual. And in spite of the Zoom boxes that we're in spite of the fact that we're alone, there was a sense of that collective ritual being performed. I love that whole idea of theatrical ceremony. So thank you for giving us so many beautiful concepts and so many beautiful, and just grounding us in the world that we live in. So I appreciate that hugely. And we have one more event coming up for you today, and in a couple of hours, 4 to 5:30 Central, 5 to 6:30 Eastern, and so you can calculate the other time zones. But we have the Asian American Directors and Devisers and Conversation and Practice, and we have 3 amazing artists, Sumi Kim, Denise Uehara, and Marlena Gonzalez. And we're also going to close up this NIDEC, this virtual National Institute today. So we'll have a little closing ceremony as well with Nobuko Miyamoto, who will she's our elder witness, and she'll tell us a little bit about how this went for her as well. And after that, we just want to, so thank you for being part of this, all of you who were here and everyone who participated. And we also thank our funders and partners, especially our current funders, which are Doris Duke Charitable Foundation and the Mellon Foundation. And also thank you, a deep, deep, deep thank you to HowlRound for live streaming. And also thank you to DJ Cotton for all that music that we heard today. So appreciate this. You all make this work possible by witnessing, by being here for support, by participating. I mean, that is huge. And also, if you feel up to it, please do donate to our NIDEC, to the National Institute for Directing and Ensemble Creation. Support Art to Action, support Pangea World Theatre. We are really, we need your support in every way that we can. Thank you, and huge, huge gratitude to you, and hope to see you in a couple of hours.